I need that. You know I need that hug. Yeah, is all I need. Go to the King and get what you want. Supply all your needs. What it do is your girl Ashanika with 9 minutes on the clock to get on this video and see if there's something I can drop, cause it's been a good minute since y'all seen my face. As you can see, mama got a big belly. Mommy got a big belly. Hallelujah. All praises. All praises. All praises. Let me make sure I don't miss my exit while I'm over here singing. And I can't see because the sun is sunny on today. But anyways, I just want to thank God for another day, for deliverance, for breakthrough. Because here I have been feeling so stagnant. You know I'm carrying this baby. So I've been feeling so low in energy, just going through the changes that we go through and when we're pregnant. And I've been just feeling so stagnant and just feeling like, oh my gosh, I just can't wait to push this baby out, because Lord knows I'm tired of carrying a baby in my belly, And I got a word today that really just touched my soul, touched my spirit. It's like, I don't know if you've ever been in a situation, but there's a place that you can go, and it's called I would say, I wouldn't say it's really stagnant. It is, but it isn't. It's a place where you go when you have been in survival mode. You have been fighting, and then you finally get that breakthrough that allows you to rest. I guess I've been in a resting season, and this resting season has been so great. And when I say so great, not great as in good, great. It has been good, but at the same time, I'm a busybody, and I like to be busy, and I like to get things done. So for me, it has not been all that great, because the things that I've been used to doing, I have not been doing. But instead, I've been really just resting spiritually, physically, mentally, all the way around the board. Right? And I don't like being in that place too long. I don't like being in that place too long, but I have been there, watching TV, watching lots and lots of TV. That's not really me. I don't really care to watch TV, but I just feel like it's all I could do right now. I'm carrying this baby, about to pop. It's like, it's not much else I can do as far as what I would like to do, what I desire to do. So I found a good show that I can watch, and it's just been like that, right? And so it's just a season, that's you go through. And don't beat you. And I'm telling you not to beat yourself up about it if you have been in that season where you just have been resting, right? You coming out of survival mode. You've been in survival mode. You've been going through some things that you have not allowed yourself to feel, right? You have been going through some things. You've been holding your breath, right? You've been walking through this journey, this season, this last season, holding your breath, waiting for that breakthrough, right? Because the enemy has been trying to keep his foot on your neck, okay, right? And you've been waiting on that breakthrough, holding your breath with faith, knowing that all things work for the good of those who love the Lord. But still, when you're in that season, it's just like you just have to wait and continue to trust. And when that breakthrough finally comes, when God finally does that thing finally comes into fruition, it's a beautiful thing. And so that's something that recently happened to me. That's for another day. The story is for another day. But God finally, released what he had promised. And it's not like I didn't know it was coming. I knew it was coming. He had already advised it was coming. He had already told me why it was held up, and all of the things. And I'm grateful. Now that I sit back and think about I'm grateful that it was held up, because it was a lot of responsibility that's been placed on me once it was released, right? And as you see, baby, I can't do but so much right now. And so I'm grateful that it was held up for as long as it was. It was much needed. I knew it was much needed. And now that I sit back in hindsight after getting the blessing, getting that extra responsibility back, I'm like, ooh, Lord, I'm glad you held that thing up, because any earlier, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. I ain't in no shape like my mama and them say. My auntie and them be saying. I ain't in no, used to say, I ain't heard them say it in a while. R.I.P. to my auntie who really used to say it. But as you see, I ain't in no shape. You see this baby? Baby, listen, that's all. Okay? And so I'm just grateful, and I just want to provide some encouragement on the day. All things really do work for the good of those who love the Lord. All things. When God said, I will use your enemies as your footstool, he meant that. I've seen him do it time and time in my life that it blows my mind, which is why I was able to get through this past season with such grace, because he had already showed me all things. Well, he had already showed me, I'm going to use your enemies as your footstool. And he did just that. And, yeah. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, even when you ain't seeking him as much as you feel like you need to be seeking him. That was part of like I said, I've been resting spiritually. That was part of the season I was in. I was just tired, overworked. Like I said, when he released the blessing to me and gave me that extra responsibility, it was like I was overworked. And every time something is added to your life that's different, there's a shift that happens. And then when the shift happens, there's a transition. And when the transition happens, there's a need for balance, right? Now you got to find your balance again. You found your balance in the last season before that thing was released. But once that thing gets released into you, now you got to refine balance again. And if you know anything about the transitions, when the seasons change, and that transitions is messy. Transitions be messy. You hear me? They be messy. And don't be too hard on yourself when you go through a transition. Just know it's a transition, right? Know thyself. Know I'm going through a transition. This is something that is new, has been added into my life. I have to figure out how to work this thing into my life. I have to find balance with this thing. Transitions be messy. And so I'm coming out of a transition, right? Coming out of a transition. And I'm about to go back into another one. Once I had this baby, right? But I'm coming out of a transition. And they be messy. We ain't gonna say all of them be messy. Lord, give me grace in this next transition, this next season, right? We gonna prepare, right? We gonna prepare for this next transition as much as possible. But and that's all you can do. That's all you can do is prepare. But yeah, don't be too hard on yourself. Know that God got your back, even when you feel like you all by yourself. Even when you feel like I ain't been doing enough to please God, that's a lie. That is a lie. I'll tell you, God got your back, and he will never leave you. He will never forsake you. That's all, y'all. I got about 10 more seconds, so I'm going to go ahead and let y'all go. Got to go pick this thing up from my brother, from my mama.